Hi there, Cancer. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor, and this is the reading for you. November 30th through, no, October 30th through November 6th. I can never remember. It's so weird. Like I'd been doing these for like, I don't know, 2 years or something. And, I go through my phases and then I usually do like I do 6 a day or 12 or whatever it is. And you'd think I say the same thing over and over and I'd remember, but I just don't. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's I'm occupied with other things, which generally I am. So my little mini message initially was do the right thing, which I still believe is true. I don't know what that specifically means, but I was doing the video and the garbage came. So the way they do garbage here is they ring a bell and then the garbage truck comes to the corner, usually more than once a day. And you bring your garbage down and you give them like, a little bit and they take care of it. They separate it, usually try to do it organic, non-organic. Sometimes you mix them up, whatever. And it's really efficient, it's really efficient. And I have to tell you, so I've been living here, if you're new, I live in Mexico City. I moved here. Well, I came to Mexico in March and I came to Mexico City in May. I mean, I've been here before. I've seen 3 rats since I've been here. And I'm always out. 3. So sometimes, it's like, do the right thing and also try something new. It's like, well, it doesn't really, I don't know, it's like, try something new. All right. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I offer private readings. I also offer IET. IET is a healing modality which can help you move energy. The information is on my website, the description. Everything on my website is on sale, ripecolor.com, 20% off or more. I'm a textile designer. I've handmade t-shirts. I've handmade pocket squares, handmade scarves. Something else. T-shirt, bags. Everything's on sale until November 10th. I'm to furnish my apartment in Mexico. I'm going to take as little as, I'm not going to take that much. I keep on saying that. We'll see when I get there, but I already know. There are a few things that I really want. Everything else is like, it could be replaced. Could be really interesting. You're my 8th sign and we're between eclipses and it's like everything's switching and changing. And I don't know if it's the computer. Oh, there. Is that better? I think it is. Maybe not. Yeah, a change in the way of thinking, getting really clear. I used to follow something. I used to do something in a certain way. This is almost like, I had this feeling like it's a change in a way of thinking, right? So my understanding is like, this guy is a tyrant. They helped him win the war. Now the war's over. They won the war. They didn't win the war. Like, this is what I get. It's like, this was a battle and the swords are left. It's like, am I gonna fight this or am I just gonna walk away? Am I just gonna walk away? Do I have a new idea? Maybe there's something, with a person or with people, and it's like, oh, I can fight the fight. And it's like, I have to tell you, you have to choose your fights really, really wisely, really wisely. It's like, is this really worth it? What's the end game? Is this really worth it? Or should I just walk away? It's like, can I just be ignited? I feel like something new is happening because he's kind of a card of newness. He's a leader. He's a 1. This is, the beginning of something new. So I feel like you're just going to walk away. You're going to walk away from a battle that doesn't matter whether you win it or not win it. It's like, it's just not worth it. And then, you're going to have a clear new idea. And this one also, It is so loud here. I can't even, I could be really annoyed and I could be like, well, in the United States, everyone is much more repressed and that's the way it is. And that's the way it should be. And it's like, that's nice. People sell stuff on the street. They're really loud. They got the bell with the thing. There's another truck that comes by that takes old mattresses, colchones, lavadoras. Everyone has a dog. Everyone has children. Everyone plays music. That's just the way it is. And it's really quiet at night. So I really have, it's like live your life. Live your life. And you're living your life. It encourages me to live mine, honestly. But it does take a while to get used to. And even though I lived in New York and I lived in the middle of New York, I did. I lived in the middle. I lived in Hell's Kitchen. I lived like a 10-minute walk to Times Square. I lived on an avenue. I lived in the back of the building, and you couldn't hear a pin drop in that apartment. Not a pin. You couldn't hear a pin drop. I mean, I don't hear traffic, but just the sounds of the street, the sounds of the building. It's like, wow. Okay. Anyway, a new thought comes in. So the Ace of Swords, for me, the Ace of Swords, I have this interpretation like if the Ace of Swords comes up, right? And it's a sword, so it's metallic, and the light, goes flash off of it. And it's like this new idea and this new way of looking at things and this new perspective, just everything like nothing else exists like that. Like it's almost like a sci-fi movie. Like you try to go back into the past, but it just dissolves into nothing. It's like, was that ever there? It's a little bit like that. That's the way I feel about the Ace of Swords, because everything is new. And then you have the Magician, and it's like, since everything is new, I think I'm going to manifest what it is that I want, because I have the power, because I'm eternal, right? And also, both of these have this energy of really being fast today. With this one especially, it's like a lightning bolt. Toward abundance, toward creativity, toward flow, toward generosity, toward creativity, toward fertility. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. So pregnancy doesn't mean necessarily you're pregnant, but pregnancy can mean a brand new idea that's brewing inside of you, a brand new creative thing that's brewing inside of you. Be anything, but it's new and it's brewing. It's being born. It's forming. It's interesting. Sharing yourself. Sharing yourself in a really balanced way, in an intuitive way, in a motherly way. Interesting. Who and what do I choose to mother in my life? Mother in the most positive, loving, kind, compassionate, understanding way. Who or what do I need to nourish? Who or what do I need to nourish in my life in a balanced way? And that being said, I have a strategy toward it. And I'm willing to give up you know what I get suddenly? Did you see the flash go through my head? So this is like this to me is like this weird misunderstanding, or it's like I was with you, but now I'm walking away. Okay. I don't know how to put this. I'll figure it out. I always do. Sometimes we have an expectation. Sometimes. Enough said, darling. And like people, like they don't show up for us or do for us or listen to us or whatever for us in the way we had a fantasy about, even though we never said it. And then you get like, well, I think I'm gonna. And then what I'm getting here is sort of like, am I gonna throw this all away? Just because they didn't live up to my expectations? Am I gonna like throw this all away because they didn't live up? Look, I'm a Scorpio and I'm a real Scorpio. So like when I walk away, I mean, you're like not my life anymore. You're not my life anymore at all, right? But over the past few months, I hate to admit it. I hope this isn't being taped. There have been situations similar to that. And then, I have to try to get into that place of, well, where was my friend coming from? Was it done maliciously? Was it done unconsciously? Is it like, is that just the way they are? They don't mean to be? Because, I expect my friend to be perfect and I expect my world to be perfect. It's like, you're gonna have to turn off the TV because it ain't like that. It just ain't. It just ain't. And I feel like there's this energy of maybe the thing that you need to let go of is this sense of I don't know. I'm not saying, look, let's say your friend had words with you and they were not very cute and it really hurt your feelings. Okay. I'm not saying don't say to your friend, what you said really hurt my feelings and don't talk to me like that anymore. I think that's 100%, 110, 100 more, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it doesn't mean it has to end. Sometimes it's like, all right. Because, we've all been on both ends of that stick, right? We've all been on both ends of that stick. Because sometimes, I do things that are like, not so cute. And then, they love me anyway. So can I be generous enough as the Empress and giving enough in the 6 and compassionate enough in the Queen, right? To give up my own ego and see things from a different perspective. That's what I get. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that this has to be the blah, 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 but I think it needs to be looked at. I think it needs to be looked at from your perspective, from their perspective, from a perspective of the relationship, from perspective of, because sometimes it's just an acquaintance and they do, and it's like, this isn't worth the time. But sometimes I think we give up on friendships too early, or relationships too early. It's like, wow, you did this and now you're one of my friends. It's like, this isn't freaking kindergarten. I mean, for my kindergarten watchers, I love the count. And Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster's the best. He's the best of all. He's singularly focused on what he wants. It's like, yes. You're an example to us all, Cookie. This is, I'm feeling like there's this interior, I feel like it's a real interior kind of reading. It's a real interior kind of reading. And, maybe switching your thoughts and having new ideas about what you want to manifest and who you want to bring along with you and who you want to invite into your own garden and giving and receiving and being compassionate, yet with a strategy, not, I'm giving you my house because I love you, not that. But I think giving up a certain way of thinking, that's practical and self-nurturing as well. That's healing and not getting all caught up in a false path of toxicity. Well, I'm so angry, I'm going to show you. And, half the times we're so angry, we cut off our own nose to spite our face, right? That's what I got. Very emotional. There's a lot of that going on. It's Venus is involved. You're a Cancer. You understand. So there's a lot of switching, and it's like, is this one worth hanging on to in the long run? For my heart and for their heart. For us, yeah, as people, as a relationship. And I'm not even talking about love. I mean, I'm talking about love, but it doesn't necessarily mean romantic love. Could be family, could be a business, it could be your friend, right? So I think that needs to be looked at. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to show you the cards. A change in thinking, a new way, a brand new thought. Manifesting. What's interesting about him too? I forgot. This one's the wordsmith. This one could be really, truly manipulative. He could be like a little bit of a shyster. And sometimes, we have friends who they say things without even thinking, right? So sometimes the magician sort of says things without even thinking. It just sort of falls out of his mouth. He's so used to being a used car salesman that, he's always selling a used car, and it's just like a drag in a way that he puts on. And it's like, don't take it so seriously, right? There are certain friends of mine that can say, whatever they say. It's YouTube. I can't talk the way I really usually talk. There are certain friends of mine that can call me anything, doesn't matter. Because it comes from the heart, you know what I mean? It comes from a space of playing and, teasing. And then there are other people who, if they said one iota of something wrong or something disrespectful, you're done. I don't know you well enough for you to call me that. Who do you think you are? Right? So there might be a little bit of that in play. Okay, I'm getting back. I forgot about that. I don't want you to be, into something toxic, right? I want you to heal, but use your intuition. Be willing to give and receive, to be more balanced, and generous. Have a strategy. Be willing to give up the things that no longer work for you after you've looked for a long time. Yet at the same time, be practical. Oh, you didn't see the cards, but at the same time, be practical, right? That's the strategy. Willing self-sacrifice, inner knowledge, deep inner knowledge. This is really about being alone and really, digging in. He's like the scholar, the hermit, the scholar. Practicality, self-nurturing, love, generosity. Interesting reading. Very emotional, darling. It's a very emotional reading. All right. I have a neighbor. I have a lot of neighbors. I don't even know, but somebody runs their vacuum every day. And considering these white tile floors, I understand why. There's a lot I got to get used to. There's a lot I got to get used to. But I have to say, overall, got to tell you, well, this isn't perfect. That isn't perfect. I feel really safe. I feel really safe. And I'm really grateful that I have this place. I made the right choice. Blessings.